Hello, everyone. Hope everything's good. That doesn't work. Okay, so hopefully everybody's doing good today. So I decided because it's Mother's Day that I would need a microphone to make my voice better. But I figured I'd come in for Mother's Day and give some readings. So I'm just trying to do a few things here before we start. So it's been a pretty good day. I treated my wife pretty good, I think. Hopefully she thinks that way. But okay, so just I'm going to do a few things here. Alrighty there. Just checking some things out. Just give me a second. For those of you guys who are out on oh geez, sorry, I'm all funkled here. My apologies. I'm all funkled, as they say. Okay, let's get back to the good stuff. Okay, so so thank you all for coming in. Like I said, this is for Mother's Day. Since everybody, hopefully, whose mother had a great day today. I always say that today is the free day for my wife to slap me and get away with it. I was just kidding. It's just a joke. Don't worry about it. I know some people are sensitive about that, but it's just, we like to joke with that kind of stuff between the two of us. Hey. So we just figured I'd just throw up some people and just see what I get. So some quick messages. So let's try this lady. So Kim. Yeah. McIntyre. Look, you're at 444. Okay, so first of all, I'm just go through my spirit guide, Bernard. Bernard wants to wish every mother a happy Mother's Day, and for those who didn't have a great Mother's Day, he certainly hopes that you could feel some positive through it. So the first thing I'm kind of getting from, I'm assuming it's your mother, is that there's like she's just kind of waving at you and just saying, that she had a wonderful day, and she's certainly thankful that you would think of her at this point in time. And she's also mentioning that, I don't know if she's flowers, but I see her walking through, a whole bunch of flowers and touching them and saying, what the greatest thing about being here is that nothing dies. Even though you may see your flowers die, but keep in your body that all the life that flowers give are always within you. She also has her two hands around your face and basically saying, you don't understand what eternal love is, but once you come here, you will, and that's what she has for you. Because human love, she says, is fleeting, but a true emotional love, a true spiritual love, never goes away. It also wants you to know that she's gonna she's trying to guiding you, and I'm not sure what this is, whether it's cooking or baking, but it's just like you might be getting some thoughts in your head recently, either new recipes or wanting to try recipes you haven't done in a while. But she's just kind of guiding you down that way and saying, be creative. Um, but all in all, she wants you to just wants you to know that you're forever watched, uh, and never doubt the fact that she is not around. Anyway, so that was for Kim McIntyre. Hope that helped in some way. Let's try Marianne Jessup. So 7:34. Okay, so talking to Bernard, the one thing that your spirit guide wants you to know is that you yourself are going to be moving faster in this kind of connection with your mother and getting a lot more information from her on a daily basis. But I'm also getting the message from her that she says every once in a while you might notice that somebody, or that she's in, when you're in bed and you're kind of not doing well, then she'll crawl into bed with you and give you a big hug. And even though she says sometimes conflicts are good, but she says also good hugs also help out. And she just wants you to just make sure that her kids are treating you okay. If not, she'll come down and smack you. And not you, but them. But she always liked you, and she says you're always very kind to her and helped her in many different ways, and more ways than you think that you did. And I don't know why I'm seeing cards in front of her. I don't know if she played, cards or was, did tarot cards, but I see cards in front of her. And I guess in her ways, just knowing what was coming up for her or what was coming up for people. But in the end, she says, that don't allow yourself to think of things that are negative, that are not. Only trust your own spiritual emotions, and then you'll know which path you need to go in the near future, and you'll find that happiness you're certainly searching for. But otherwise, yes, she had a very lovely day, and all the family were together, and she says all 23 of them were all together, and they all celebrated all the mothers in this world. Because at this point in time, that's what is more important at this time. Anyway, so she just wants to send you love and thank you for acknowledging her. Okay, so Shirley Timmerman. You're at 10:33. Okay, so so I don't have my cards today, or I'm trying to learn how to do it without cards, so this might be a little slower than normal. But so the first thing I'm kind of getting from kind of like Bernard is don't rush things that are coming up for you right now, because I see you like leaving a door and like trying to rush downstairs and literally falling or hurting yourself. But I don't think it's the actual pain that I'm seeing. It's more of don't rush things in life right now. You may wish to move things faster because you feel that it might help you, but in the end, it's just going to hurt you. Um, and I certainly see when it comes to money, whether you're working or not, certainly an increase of money, but also a situation where the increase of money will come in. But perhaps if you have a partner or somebody, they want to use that money. And the very strong warning is when you make money, put it away. Um, they're also showing me that probably in a year and a half that you may be taking trips. Um, and it's a trip I think that you're going to go back to perhaps your heritage or somebody who might be living in a different country that you're going to go visit. Um, it's going to kind of open your eyes of different places, where different people live versus us and so forth. Um, it's going to kind of open up your eyes when you come back to your country and realize that you're not the only country. Um, and will certainly, allow you to see different things. Um, broaden your perspective, if is what they're kind of saying. There's an older spirit that's looking at you too and saying that she says don't be too afraid to say no to people, and even if they get angry or whatever, say no because it's not worth. So sometimes you feel it's not worth to say no to people, but it's worth it if they learn how to respect you by you saying no. And again, she just says, this lady just says, be strong and stand up for your stuff and everything will go okay. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. Hope that made sense. So Amanda Reyes. Just a minute here. Okay, so I'm going to kind of skip you because I just read you shortly a while before. So just realized I did. Okay, Danielle Giroux. Okay, you're at 1440. So, and just letting Bernard get me connected to her. So those of you who don't know, Bernard's my spirit guide. I'm back into training with him, so tonight's like a training exercise for me as well. So, okay. So first message I'm getting from her is, well, just the typical messages. First of all, that she's doing very well and that she heard you say goodbye, and is kind of the same message that they want you to know before they start talking. Because she also says you are eternal to her, so she'll always be talking to you. And she says, in regards to your important messages or changes, these are things that you're going to need to figure out what is the best for you and stop making things for the best of other people. She says, I know that you have a tendency of wanting to do things and stopping because other people have moved in a different direction, but this time you need to make it in your direction. I'm not sure if this is about work or not, but she's also saying that worker, you may be going up or you may be kind of going to learn new things, but it's something you're going to learn that's going to make you very confident, and very not demanding, but knowing what you want and expecting people to do what you want without having any kind of, pushover type of thing. I don't know what she means by this, but you don't have to sell your family jewels to find the happiness with money. Maybe you know what she meant by that. Oh no, she says that no, like she used to do, go outside, take a break, get away from people, sit down, make a decision when there's no noise. She says best off in the house is just to take off any clicking noise and put yourself in a nice quiet room and just listen. She says the one thing most people don't these days is just listen. And when you do that, you'll find your path and where you're supposed to go. God, I just heard her say raisin cookies. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. Hopefully that makes some form of sense. Okay, let's keep going on. All right, Annie Olson. Mm-hmm. 1802. Okay, so I think your mother's been a bit of a joker. Maybe, a bit on the sarcastic side. Because, the first thing I heard from her was she didn't have a hard Mother's Day. So she wants you to know that over the last 2 days, and perhaps you've noticed this, or today especially, that she touched you. And you may have noticed or felt her around you, but she was moved very close to you today. And it's more of a way of knowing that, that you've been kind of grieving her over the little while. And she moved closer just to give you that sense that she is there, and that she wants to pass over all kinds of healing and loving information or energy towards you. Information as well, but those two are a little different. And, for some reason, I see her moving things and also making noise for let you knowing that there's something there. There's a new bird where you are that she's attached to. I don't know if that's her or she's, attaching herself to a bird for you that you may have noticed that's new. But she's making all these kinds of indication to let you know that she's absolutely happy. And, even though you might miss her physically, she's there mentally. So just kind of listen to the thoughts that are in your head and what's going on. And for some reason, she says, just if it's Mother's Day, so treat yourself today. Treat yourself and make sure that even through the grieving process, that you also celebrate yourself, because you yourself are important. A lot of mothers, give out everything to people and don't receive it back, and that is very discouraging. It makes a lot of people angry. So just think of that and realize that you'll be rewarded in the end, especially when you come and come live with her down the road. Anyway, just want to say that I love you, and we'll see you when it's time. Okay, so yeah, well, tonight's a good night. Elaine Chenier. And your time is at 21:25. Okay. So the one person I have right now is a female, and she's stating she's your mother. I don't see a dad there, at least not yet. But this is the only spirit I have, other than a young child. But that could be just somebody that didn't have this child or had a miscarriage or whatever. But this is about Mother's Day, so maybe that's why he's not there. Anyway, so the first thing I'm kind of hearing from her is like she's got this big smile on her face, and she's uh, wants to say Happy Mother's Day to you as well. She says it's you've survived enough. You've survived your kids so far in life. And she says, as it's coming up soon, that you're going to have kids taking care of you as well. So, and this doesn't necessarily, I mean, she's also referring to other, the family members. And she says, over the next 5 years, your whole family that has been separated is now going to come back together to support each other. So you're going to find a lot of things that a migration towards people together, or just wanting to be together, because she says that's the important thing. It doesn't mean you can, doesn't mean you have to like somebody in the family, but the core of the family will start to come back together. And she also says, it's especially with family members, spend more time with them than watching TV, and talk. Other than that, she says she loves you very much, and that she is with your dad, and they are traveling around the world. They're doing all the things that they weren't able to do before, just to enjoy she's all filled in the little spots that were not filled. Which reminds me, she says, let's get your bucket list going and finish it. She says, you'll be grateful that she said it now. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. So that was for Hélène Chenier. Not sure if that's the correct way of saying it. Let's try it. Mona Emo. So we're at 24:35. Okay, so just connecting to my spirit guide, who's connecting to your spirit guide, who's connecting to whoever he wants to talk to. But anyway, so I'm just waiting for the connection. I'm not using cards tonight, so this is kind of like a learning phase of mine. So the first thing I'm kind of seeing is, and again, I don't know why I'm seeing this, but they're showing, like they're showing a man with a suitcase that's kind of like knocking on your door. So I don't know if this is somebody that's coming into your life or somebody who used to be in your life that's coming back. And it's just like you opening up the door and being very surprised. I'm also seeing that seeing that, like, the message is health-wise, that over the next little while you might have a bit of problem with your right leg, because I see you walking with a kind of a cane or something with a bit of a limp. And it's just something that they say, just take care of your leg and everything will be fine. But this is kind of what they're showing me that you have to be careful of. And they're also showing that your eating habits have kind of moved away from good eating habits. So they're just saying, be careful of your eating habits. I see there might be too much sugar. which is okay. People can have sugar as long as they don't go crazy on it every day. Uh, but all in all, I also see them showing that your heart becoming bigger and kind of beating faster because people around you, or you'll find somebody around you that is going to love you or really give you some loving energy. And I'm also hearing from another spirit that's around you telling you, it says, as much as you don't believe it, there are 13 other family members that are in your house around you. So don't worry about things. You're being well taken care of on the spiritual side as well. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. So anyway, again, just to mention, if you guys like what I do or whatnot, just follow me or just remembered something. Anyway, just follow me or share with your friends or whatnot. Check our services to see what we do. We do full readings at reasonable cost and money back guarantee. So let me know if you're interested in a full read. Anyway, so the next one. Okay, let's go all the way back here. Okay, Nola Evans. I assume you're related to the other lady that's around here. So anyway, so we at 2858. Okay, so first of all, I'm kind of seeing a message for you that over the next little while, it's not on the spiritual side, but anyway, well, it is, but not kind of. But anyway, so I kind of see you starting to or needing to have a bit more exercise or movement especially for your legs. I see you, not necessarily jogging, but certainly going for walks or whatnot. But just in a way of energizing your brain, because spiritually you have an awful lot of spiritual abilities, and using those will be a lot more in tune with your spiritual side, because your spiritual side is very athletic. I'm not sure which loved one you want, but I have a grandmother for you. And the one thing that I'm kind of hearing from her is that, first of all, she says, you growing up was a very stubborn person. But she says, you're still stubborn, but in a good way. She says, it's just sometimes you can be stubborn to annoy people, and sometimes you can be stubborn just to achieve things in life. And she says she kind of thinks you have the latter, though. You can still annoy people, period. And what she's kind of saying to you is that embrace the newness that's coming your way, even though you may not kind of think it's a good thing, but you'll realize it is a good thing. And I'm not sure if this is a thing to do with a relationship or love, but there's kind of something going on there where you might feel your heart shift. Or maybe you're under some heavy, issues with that now or whatnot, but it's just them moving with you. And if you're with the person, then the chances are they're just going to try and fix that whole problem. So you might find that shift where your doubt won't be there anymore. and your mother or this grandmother also says to you, says when you clean, you need to clean things you can't see, because just because you can't see them doesn't mean it's not there. And she also says, I don't know if you had your toes done recently or not, but she kind of mentions about the colors on your toes. So she's just kind of showing me that they're almost like a light blue or weird color, but I don't know. Anyway, she's kind of seeing things. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but that's what I'm seeing in my head, anyways. So anyway, so they just want you to know that they are watching over you, and you take care and make sure that everybody in the family knows that they're still around and spying on them, if you want to call it. And they're just joking. Spirits don't spy because they see everything. Anyway, let's move down the list here because I'm still way at the top and everybody's way here on the bottom. Okay, so Lorraine Prudhomme, well, I'll try because that's pretty close. So I know the one I can get is the grandmother, or probably her mother. Anyway, grandmother to you. She keeps looking behind her, so I'm assuming that means that your mother's coming. And, so I'm getting the message. Yeah, she's coming. Just relax. She's still, still in party mode. When spirits pass over, they what they call is party mode. In other words, they celebrate the fact that they've gone back home, but they don't actually leave us. We just can't see them. But what they see is like what animals see, just spirits. Okay, so the first lady that comes in and wants you to know that, and I don't know if it was you that was holding her hand, but it's like somebody was holding her hand, and she says she just wants you to know that she did hear you say goodbye, and she's also saying that she's been talking to you for the last little while, and she says you know that she's there because you suddenly think of her for no apparent reason, and she's been comforting you, trying to get you through this I guess this negative grieving type of thing. And she's been doing it for everybody, and she understands it is hard. She went through other people's lives passing as well for herself. But one of our messages is that she is alive. She is doing very well, and she really wants people to move on. And she says, one of the greatest gifts that that we've always been given is that we can move forward even through all this huge negativity in life. And he says, sometimes, she says, is day by day. She says, you got to go day by day. But the one thing is, every single day you put a little bit of positivity in that day. And then the next day, another one. And the next day, another one. And eventually what you'll end up is something that you're grieving will be very positive, knowing that she's happy and you don't have to worry about it. And she says you're helping an awful lot of people trying to deal with this stress you're under, but says you don't have to. People may turn to you, but you also need your own time and other people to help you as well. And this is where your anger is coming from. So she says, if you want to feel her, sit in a chair, hold one of her clothes or jewelry or whatnot, and you'll feel her through that stuff. But wherever you go and wherever you're in the forest or near water, just let you know that she is going to be there and that she's not going to be far away from you. Especially when you're dealing with negativity, she'll be the one that kind of steps in and calms you down. But so, no, don't worry, she says. You tell everybody that she's got her eye on everybody just like she used to, and that she's going to assist everybody in moving in the direction they should be going. So she, what? She says it's not goodbye, it's see you later. Anyway, that was for Lorraine Prudhomme. Okay, on we go. A paid message? I don't understand what paid read means. You mean like a full read? Okay. Anne-Marie? Okay. In case everybody's wondering how I pick people, is that I do see people's, I do read people's notices, but as I move away from them, I get this message from my spirit guide says, you need to do this one. He used to throw bananas, but now he just, as soon as I go past people, then I get this little thought in my head saying, do it. Anyway. Okay, so the first word I'm hearing from your spirit guide, anyways, is that it's just to let you know that both of you have been together in past lives, and that there's a very strong connection between the two of you, which is why you may feel her all the time and feel that she's there, and like he says, and when you pass over, you'll meet her, and she'll be the one that crosses you over, and you'll come back in another life together. I heard from this lady says to your spirit guide, "Oh, be quiet." Anyway, they don't mean it meaningly; they're just joking. So the first thing she wants you to know is that, I kind of see her. I guess maybe you're wrong, where she would cup her face and just kind of say, "You can do it." It's like she's just letting you know, or wants you to give yourself a whole bunch of confidence and a whole bunch of, staring in the middle and pumping yourself out and saying that I am as strong as I am, and that I don't need people to put me down. And there may be a point in time, I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but somebody that you may have to get rid of your life. And again, not necessarily a relationship, could be a brother or somebody or a friend, but seems to be somebody that she's kind of hinting that for you to move forward, it's time to move this person out. It's kind of like I see her also, when you're in bed at night, her just like sitting or lying beside you and just staring at the ceiling while you do it as well, and just her nonstop talking. So you may have this constant conversation in your head before you go to sleep, and you're just trying to figure what all this stuff is. And this is kind of her giving you the little bit of direction that she feels you need, though you don't have to pay attention to it. But I just see that, just kind of like, especially along, the kind of the hugs that she would give you, the direction, or just listening, just being able to listen and giving you that healing ability, using her healing ability to make you feel that it's all right. Anyway, so like I said, most people will they'll suddenly think of people that are past for no apparent reason. So if you ever say the word why am I thinking of them, if you said why, it means you didn't start the conversation. So anyway, so says, as much as you did, whatever you go through, she'll be holding your hands as well. So anyway, so that's all I have for you. I'm just going to, because I'm always too late to. Okay. Okay, so Rachel Hobbs Simpson. Rachel Simpson. Okay, so we're at 4249. Okay, so I'm going through my spirit guide to talk to your spirit guide. Bernard's kind of opened up the door for me to see your aura. I'm looking at your aura and I'm kind of seeing that. I'm seeing the one side that's being very clear and very kind of, functional, if you want to call that. And the other side just kind of like the side that wants to deal with the stresses and whatnot. So I don't know if you're very compartment person. You put things in compartments, because I see one hand doing all the work and trying to solve everything and whatnot, and I see the other hand just kind of sitting there and relaxing, and so it's kind of like you pushing things in the back of your head so you don't have to deal with it until the left side deals with it. And you kind of get a message in your head, okay, that's how it works. So, and there's going to be a time over the next 6 months that you're going to be challenged with that. I see a lot of things coming in for you that's going to drive you crazy. Especially when it comes to, I don't know if you have a partner, but somebody around you that's going to throw all kind of curves at you. And it's just going to say, what the hell? But in the end, you're going to be doing very well with this. You're going to move forward and you're going to do it your way. And anybody else who tries to interfere with you, it's just going to say, oh, well, you're just going to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to just do it my way. So I'm happy. And I also feel this might be somebody at work or somebody that might be around you that's just going to drive you crazy. But it's only going to last for the next 3-6 months, maybe. And after that, you're going to be, like they say, flying high. Spiritually, not physically, spiritually. And that's when all your abilities will come through and you'll be able to help people and certainly give them a lot more on the spiritual side, and looking at people and say, I can help you and actually help them with what they're doing. So there might be that movement that you might want to help people and get rid of people that you feel that you're helping are not supporting you, and just moving in that direction. Like I said, around the 6 month mark, everything kind of evens out, and work wise or whatnot, you're going to be on a good path. You're not going to have any major issues, just because you'll know that what the issues are before they get there. Anyway, so I hope that made sense. Mm-hmm. Okay, Tammy McDonald. Did I already do you? Oh, I couldn't write a D there for a second. My aphasia kicking in. Anyway, Tammy, three of us go together, and so I'm talking to your spirit guide and saying that I just want to verify with you that, or let you know that 3 years really means nothing on the spiritual side, and just to make sure you know that she has not left you in any way, shape, or form. And your spirit guide's kind of laughing because he says, you probably noticed over the last 3 years that perhaps you're starting to do things like your mother used to do. And there's a reason for that. And that's her spiritual, her kind of her way in the spiritual side to kind of guide you. So, people might say, you're starting to do things like your mother did. Um, I see her sitting on a chair in the couch and kind of watching TV with you, and certainly teaching you how to cook. I just see you doing things in the kitchen, and she's just kind of standing against the counter like, you should do it this way, you should do it that way, and that's not really the way you should do it. And just being a little annoying, but lovingly annoying. You got to accept that annoyances, otherwise you just want to slap them. Again, just a joke for me. I don't know why I don't know if you wear I don't even know what to call them, slippers. She says you should. If you don't, you should. And if you are, they should be replaced, because your feet are too close to the ground, and you're going to have problems with your feet, especially the bottom of your feet. She says that you might have some calluses there that as you get older should be taken care of before you can't feel the bottom of your feet anymore. And he says, make sure that people in the house, respect you and take care of themselves. I don't know if you have a boy. I don't know if this is it, or a teenage boy or so, but she keeps referring to a teenage boy who, doesn't shower every day and just doesn't clean his room. And she says this boy needs to learn how to take care of himself and his clothes before he moves on. So I don't know if this is a kid you have or somebody else in the family said kid, but she's just watching over this kid and just kind of like, yeah, it's not a good thing. But her message to you is that she loves you very much, and that and she'll always be around. Okay, so that's all I have for you. And so that was Tammy McDonald. I think I got that right this time. Thank you from my mom, or my daughter-in-law. Okay. Yeah, well. Gina Coppola. Okay. Yes, there is a middle one, but I'm having a hard time pronouncing it, so apologize. I'm just going to use your last name. Because I got an old head. Like I said, I got an old head, but a younger tongue. I got an old head, but a younger teeth. So, okay, so 5145. Yeah. So, so I'm not sure where you're from, but I'm seeing. Okay, so there's 3 adult spirits that I see on the left-hand side of you, and I see an older spirit and a younger boy on the right-hand side. The right hand, usually it means probably the father side, and the other side is usually the mother side. So those are the 2 that kind of come in and talk to you. So on the left-hand side would probably be, if your mother or your grandmother's passed. So the one thing I'm kind of hearing from the right-hand side is the child is somebody that was supposed to come with you at birth. So it could have been a twin or somebody that was supposed to come with you, or somebody was going to come close behind you. So there is a definite connection to you and this child. And the other person that's with her, I believe, is your grandfather. The other side I see is a grandmother, who I see her making bread. I don't know if that she made actually bread every day or whatnot, but I see her making bread with dough, punching them down and so on and so forth. So kind of a baker. And the one thing I'm kind of message for you is that, how they are very proud of you, and that how you've moved in a direction that you feel was good for you. And they know that for some reason they feel that, or that you think that maybe you haven't lived up to their expectations, or that you feel that you should have done more for them. But they're saying that, you know what, in no way, shape, or form should you feel that, because you've done everything you can, and everything that they hoped of you. And even though sometimes they might have given you that little eye or a little look or maybe a comment, but it says in the end, it's always, we make comments just to make sure people move forward in a specific way, or the way that they should go. But in the end, you have the freedom of choice, not the freedom of destination, but the freedom of choice. And whether it's a good one or not, it's your choice, and then you learn from it. There's going to be an influx of money coming your way over the next 6 months. So I don't know if this is somebody having a new job or somebody having a promotion or whatnot. And I certainly see you planning perhaps for a trip. For some reason, I see travel, and whatever you call those things in front of you, and checking out certain things. And then for some reason, I don't feel like this is like a beach travel. I feel this is more of a, let's go visit an old city, or, go see something heritage-wise. So you may be more of a history buff than anything. But I don't see you just going somewhere and just sitting on the beach. And I think, that's more of a I don't know what the word is. I forgot the word. Celebration for you, or reward for you. Anyway, so they're just saying, take care, and always believe that the spirits will all follow you. So anyway, so that's all I have for you. Okay. So everyone, that's all I have for everyone tonight. Thank you for coming out. I just figured it was Mother's Day, I'd come out and give her all some readings, and so you all so everybody who's a mother, have a great end of the day, and hope that people treat you the way you should be treated. Take care, everyone.